Hello and welcome to round 10 of the GV8 Championship season. We are at Mount Panorama in Australia for the GetDirtyMX.com Bathurst 250. My name is Joe Odell. With me in the booth today, Avery McDonald. We have an exciting day of racing for the fans today.
Yeah, tonight one of the biggest races here in the GV8, so we're real excited here for 40 laps here at Mount Panorama.
It will be a 40-lap race. It will be a standing start today. This is the biggest race of the GV8 season. This will be a long one. It is 40 laps. There are two fast repairs and there are no pit restrictions whatsoever. You can pit as often or as little as you want. This should be a very, very interesting afternoon of racing, Avery.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be a two pit stop race. Some of the drivers are already talking about if they needed to save fuel for the race. And they pretty much said, we're making two pit stops. It's the fastest way around. So, with strategy, it's just when you're going to pit. So, we're going to see how that goes.
There will be a tremendous amount of pit strategy in this race. So far today, we already have our grid set up. Today, however, we have Greg Carr has run the fastest lap with 2 minutes 9 seconds, .710. That is the fastest by about a second today so far. I talked earlier to both Mario Girard and Kyle Herron, both of them saying that the surface was a little slick until you got the wheels underneath you, Avery.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. I did a little driving here about earlier in the day, and I noticed that there's a little bit of difference. Going from here to other tracks, this is the biggest race in the GV8 by far. We're gonna get a run through the point standings right now. So right now I got Marty Carroll out in front. With 1,263 points, doing a fantastic job this season, keeping it clean the whole time. 21 points down from him is Greg Carr from Never Quit Racing, and 90 points down from Greg Carr. You got Glenn Sidman, Never Quit Racing B. Nigel Baines fourth. Nils Jordan fifth, who is the highest independent driver. So it's good to see a fifth place driver right now on the independent team. Tony Klusterman, Never Quit Racing Team B. Farouk Manzar, Never Quit Racing Team A. João Oliveira, another independent driver. And Mario Girard in ninth from Road Shark Racing. And rounding out the top 10 of the points, Kyle Herron.
That will round out the top 10. Unfortunately, Avery's microphone is cutting in and out.
No, we're good.
I will
We're good.
continue on down. We have Hebron behind in 11th, DiPietro in 12th, Myers, Lundy, Smith. Hogan returned last week, had a fantastic return, finishing 4th and 3rd. Di Figuiardo is running behind him, and Kane Craft is at the end of the field. All of these gentlemen are here tonight, I believe, except for Marty Carroll. We are trying to get a hold of him, but the switch of time appears like it may have played into everybody else's hands today, Avery.
Yeah, for sure. There's a time change. There's quite a bit of a difference. So feel bad talk to him Friday night or actually Friday afternoon for him, but we look forward to hopefully Marty Carroll get in the room. There are a couple extra sponsored parts of this races. Grouse MTV is putting up $5 to the driver with the least amount of incidents must complete 30 laps, and $5 to a driver who wins the race who has not won a race this season. So I'd like to thank, I guess, myself for doing that.
I wonder if we can qualify. I do want to run down just quickly the team standings as well. We have the SDC A team with 2340. We have the Never Quit Racing B team at 2103. We have the Never Quit Racing A team at 2070. The Road Shark Racing team at 1476, and the SDC B team at 1392.
We'd also like to thank GetDirtyMX.com for sponsoring Gross MTV. Get Dirty MX is a great group that tries to help young kids get into the motocross world so we can see the next Ryan Villapoto when he retires.
It's a good cause. It helps out with racing. Everybody here knows that that can be very expensive. It's a great cause. Let's go show them some love, guys. I also wanted to mention today that I'll have to come back to that. Sorry, go ahead, Avery.
Oh, it's no big deal, man. We're doing good. About 2.5 minutes left of practice. We're gonna see if we can get one of the drivers here. See if Kane Kraft is on the track, or I don't know if he'll be here tonight, but we'll take a look right now. Jason Lundy, going around the racetrack, doing a good job. It's a tough thing here, just being cautious.
We will have Nigel Baines featuring the Marlboro livery. That was the one that he initially joined the GV8 with. Also, Chris Hogan will be running in the Beta Electric throwback paint as well today. So some interesting paints as well as race itself today.
Nigel Baines looks like he's working on his starts.
I was just going to mention, with Nigel Baines having some technical difficulties the last couple of weeks, the top of the standings overall has completely knotted up. There are at least 5 drivers right now that are over 1,000 points. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Nils Jordan. He is the independent leader right now. He is without a team. He is running in 5th place. So very respectable for an independent in 5th place overall this year.
We'll see if we're going to get Tony Klusterman in the broadcast booth. We'll throw him down here, see what we can get. Hey, Tony, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, we got Tony Klusterman up in the booth. Well, Tony, we're going to 40 laps at Bathurst. What's going to be the key factor in today getting a good finish?
Key factor today is stay off the walls. They're ugly.
Being one of the outskirts from the Australia and being from Canada, how much of it would it mean for a Canadian to go out there and win? You got a couple fast guys in this in this league.
Well, I think that any non-Australian would be honored to win here at Bathurst. It's quite a difficult track, and we know how the Australians like to protect this territory. But Nigel Baines probably got the best chance of anyone. I don't see Marty Carroll here, unfortunately, and tonight Farouk Manzar can't be with us either. So Nigel will probably be the class of the field. We're going to have to chase him down.
Well, Tony, as you get ready to go grid, and good luck to you, buddy, and run a safe race, and maybe you could end up being the cleanest driver and take home $5.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
That's Tony Klusterman jumping in. Well, Joe, we'll give you the honors. Who's going to take home the victory tonight?
Well, as I've been looking over the standings and stuff, I noticed that Glenn the Silent Stalker Sidman is sitting in 3rd place. I've gone with him before. I'm going to go with him again because I like to take a little bit of the long shot. How about you, Avery?
Well, I'm going to go with the guy that hasn't won this season, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to go with Greg Carr. He hasn't won a race this season. That's $5 he can win right there. That might be a little incentive. So I'm going with Greg Carr. But then again, if you watch out for Nigel Baines out here, he's one of the quickest guys. So as they get ready to go gridding.
I think that's a solid pick. He is running currently 2nd overall. Some of the people that will not be here, Farouk Manzar will not be here. Excuse me. I have not seen Myers yet so far either. That's unfortunate. Or De Figueiredo. I have not seen any of them so far today.
Yeah, a relatively smaller field than what we've noticed here in the GV8.
Isaac is here, sorry.
Isaac De Figueiredo starting in the 6th position. They're going to get ready to go green. Joe?
And thousands of horses are let loose on the front straightaway of Bathurst. We are underway of a 40-lap race here. This is round 10 of the GV8 championship season. So far, it looks like everybody is making it around the first corner and down the long front straightaway there.
Mark Myers is in the pits. He looks like he started from the pits. Yes, Mark Myers started from the pits, going out down this hill here at Bathurst. You got a tight right hand corner here. This is one of the passing opportunities here at Bathurst. You're going to be looking at these drivers right now, doing a good job.
Nigel Baines is so far out in front with Klusterman behind him. Looks like DiPietro is running in third place. That is an impressive start for Val.
Looks like, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that is Tony Klusterman out in front. Nigel Baines, is he not in the room anymore? Can you get a quick check on that, Joe?
You are correct. I have Tony Klusterman running in first place, actually. And behind him is Chris Hogan in the Beta Electric. And behind him is Val DiPietro running in third place. Fourth place for the Road Shark Racing is Mario Girard. Fifth place is Greg Carr, Kyle Heron right behind him. Jason Lundy right behind him. Glenn Sidman with the Never Quit Racing 83 there, following up the pack of cars. Behind them is João Oliveira, Nils Jordan, Isaac Di Figueiredo, and Kane Kraft in the second group of four, Avery.
Yeah, good to see Kane Kraft out here doing a good job. Going to try to hang on to that position.
Myers is way back. It appears he is going to use today more for a training. That's fine as long as he is going to stay out of the way, and I'm sure he will be considerate enough to do so. As we have Tony Klusterman crossing the line and finishing the first lap of this 40-lap race, Avery. That was a very, very clean first lap. I'm very glad to see it.
Yeah, real impressed here with that, leading that with relatively no wrecks. But right now, we talked to him before the race, Tony Klusterman, and he's doing a good job. He's trying to run some solid laps because he knows we got a couple pit stops, and we're gonna have to see how we can use those.
Tony Klusterman was running the fastest laps today. He was running them very consistent. At the very end of the practice session, Greg Carr did in fact run one quicker lap, but Klusterman was the class of the field today in times put up. So I'm not surprised at all to see him out in front and putting definite space between him and the second place car.
And Tony Klusterman right now, as you see, is about 3.5 seconds ahead of Chris Hogan. So, I mean, he's just trying to lay down some good laps and just kind of hang on and do a fantastic job.
You drop back into third place where we have Mario Girard right in front of Greg Carr. That is a third and fourth place battle. Behind them, there is Val DiPietro and Jason Lundy, followed by Glenn Sidman as they head into the very tight corners of the S's here. This is going to be a very interesting race to watch throughout the entire afternoon.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of these drivers are real talented. And I said what I think the biggest thing is keeping that car clean. They're not like last week where there were grassy patches where you could, roll off. At Bathurst, ain't no such thing as grass. It's called wall, except for the couple parts of the track you'll see right now. So really that's a very tight part of the track and one of the most key factors here at Mount Panorama.
As the leading cars of the race so far finish the second of the 40 laps today at Mount Panorama, we have Greg Carr to the inside of Mario Girard. He appears as if he will take third place. Nice move at the end of the lap there to put him onto a podium spot. Still a long ways to go. But great racing there by Greg Carr. He might be making his way up, and you might have made a good call on who's going to win today, Avery.
Yeah, still got a long ways to go, but you can't ever count out Greg Carr, your last season's champion. Now, as we go through Bathurst, we're going to actually go on board with Greg Carr for the rest of the lap and get you a little idea of what these guys are doing. Coming out of turn one, there's a good passing opportunity, and this is where you get into the mountains. The mountains, very tight turns, as you see, as Greg Carr is very cautious as he's going around the racetrack. Some tight turns, nope, not really many passing opportunities unless you make a mistake. But right now, it's just all about being cautious and make sure you keep the car clean. And most importantly, go fast. Going in a tight section right here, a nice left-hand corner. Want to make sure you run tight and make sure you go out there. This is what probably my favorite parts of track. It's a see a little right, a little left, and you got a tight right-hander as you go into the tight left-hander here at Mount Panorama. You see what I mean here, Joe? We got walls everywhere. You do not want to hit these walls, fans, as you can see this. I mean, if you're interested in driving with GrossSim, come on out and check out GrossSim.us. And now we go onto the long straightaway to going into what I'd say the second passing opportunity where you can see most of the passes. Is you're going to take a very fast right-hander and then a really tight left-hand turn. Guys are full throttle through here, and you see this tight left-hander. You got to brake early because it's tight left, tight right. And as they go into the, I'd say the final straightaway before you, the final, I would say, passing opportunity here. Except there is a good passing opportunity going into turn number 1 and turn 2, and that is a lap at Mount Panorama.
Oh, we have Jason Lundy going around on the final corner. He looks as if nobody touched him. He might have just lost control. He went sideways right in front of Sidman. Did not catch what happened, but he went off track on the last corner. That is a terrible thing to see for Jason Lundy. He has dropped back to at least 8th position, Avery.
We're going to see if we're going to replay of what happened there with Jason Lundy at the moment.
It did not appear he was touched. I will wait for the replay, but he looked like he may have just locked him up, maybe touched the grass just a little bit and then spun him around. That's too bad. At least he did not take anybody else out with him, Avery.
Yeah, so you got Jason Lundy getting ready to go into that left-hand turn. Yeah, just locked up the brakes and real fortunate not getting any damage, but that's all right from Jason Lundy. Out in front, Tony Klusterman.
Tony Klusterman has built himself up quite a commanding lead. He is in front of Chris Hogan, who is running in the Beta Electrical, is running in second place. Greg Carr is right behind him as you see them come through the S's. Mario Sherrar has dropped a little bit back. He is still in the hunt. Val DiPietro is dropping farther back still, and we have Glenn Sidman then. Still that pack together, but they're starting to spread out a little bit, Avery.
Yeah, it's starting to spread out a little bit, and that's where the times get so important here, those lap times. So right now, got a couple guys already make pit stops. So you got Nigel Baines back out on the racetrack, 1 lap down. Kane Crafts made 2 pit stops. Mark Myers has made a pit stop, and Kyle Heron has made a pit stop. So maybe you'll see some pit strategy. Nigel Baines is going to try to make some laps here. It's too bad to see him come out here and just have that connection issue the way it looked like.
Kane Craft, excuse me. Apparently he forgot to fill up his tank. He had to come back in. That is why he is that far down at the moment. I hate to see it come down to something like that, but every once in a while it does. Tony Klusterman is still out in front after lap 1, or excuse me, at the end of lap number 4. Chris Hogan is still in second with Greg Carr right behind him. Mario Girard still in the hunt. Val DiPietro behind them, Glenn Sidman behind them in that top 6 group. Still some very tight racing, even as you go farther back down into 9th place. Looks like Isaac is getting pressured by Oliveira.
Yeah, right now we're taking a look at Chris Hogan and Greg Carr, and they're just battling right now. Just looks like Carr's was gonna look to the left side, but he was at the wrong time to look to the left side.
That is a second place battle going on there between Chris Hogan, Greg Carr behind him in the Never Quit Racing. He is on the A team. That is great to see Hogan back. He came back last week after a bit of a hiatus. Came in 4th and 3rd. He's running strong here in 2nd. Great to have you back, Chris.
Yeah, taking a look at the rear of Chris Hogan's car. You see Greg Carr and Mario Girard right there. Top 4, running strong. trying to keep her clean.
So we have two of the Never Quit Racing team cars, and we also have a Road Shark Racing car in Mario Girard with two independents in the top five. His car looks to the inside. He may have a move on Hogan. He appears to have made the move. Greg Carr, man on the move, taking third earlier, now taking second place as he sets his eyes on Kloosterman, who may be heading into the pits here, Avery.
Kloosman might be making. Looks like he's making that pit stop. Because you can make it here. He'll be able to make it on one pit stop after this. That's the thing. You got two pit stops. I think it's probably a smart decision by what Tony did. So, Great Car takes over the lead.
Characteristically, Tony does tend to take his pits a little bit earlier in the race. Greg Carr, as you mentioned, a teammate of his, does end up taking over first place. Behind him is Chris Hogan, and behind him now in third place, Road Shark Racing's Mario Girard in that top three clump right there, Avery.
Yeah, these guys are doing a good job going around the racetrack. You know, this is real important here. Biggest thing here is just remember, keep it clean. So, Greg Carr out in front, doing a good job.
Val DiPietro may have touched the wall coming into the S corners at the very top of the hill. He looks like he has it under control, but he's not putting in as fast. And Glenn Sidman is catching him. I expect he will have him by the time they are down the long straightaway. So Val DiPietro may have had a little bit of damage on his car. We will have to see if he comes in for a pit at the end of this lap. A little bit farther back, Nils Jordan and Isaac De Figueiredo having an incredible race, just all over the bumper of Nils Jordan. There's some great racing all the way up and down the track here today, as I would expect there would be at this great race facility here in Australia.
That's the thing here, you know, this track, very tough track, but a lot of the drivers are pretty similar in their driving capabilities, so it makes it so you're racing against someone pretty much that whole race, which can be a pain because it's kind of like, oh man, they're coming.
It is nice. It has some very tight, definite corners as you go up through the top of the mountain. Has some nice long straightaways where you're able to kind of stretch your legs out a little bit. The top three cars, Greg Carr does appear to be pulling out a little bit out in front of Hogan and Girard, although maybe, you know, just maybe the other two are taking it a little bit more easy on their tires. Long race yet to go. We are only 7 laps into a 40-lap race, so anything can happen yet, as we saw even in the sprint races last week.
Well, I think the big thing here at Mount Panorama is just take your time. I mean, you're gonna lose more time driving real hard and hitting the wall than you are driving a little more cautious and not hitting the wall. So, I think that's one of the big key factors here at the mountain.
Mark Myers is pitting in. He will be taking his first pit of the day. It will be earlier on. Kloosterman's out. Go ahead.
Got a little bit of damage there, Mark Myers. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe we'll bring up a little replay if we can get that going. Might have just downshifted too much. So not quite sure what happened to Mark, but at least he made it to the pits.
I know he was talking about wanting to just put in some time behind the wheel today. He was not interested in trying to run for positions. It's too bad to see him end up in the pits early. We do have 2 fast repairs, so he should be able to get his car together, get back out there. It's great to see him putting in laps, and we wish you the best, Mark. I've been watching this battle here as Mario Girard continues to just mirror Chris Hogan. He is not making any effort to pass, but you can tell he is trying to size up where Chris is going to be potentially later in the race. Mario is a very clean driver. He's a very good driver. It's exciting to see him in third place. This is going to be great as this afternoon continues. I expect to see these two gentlemen give us a heck of a show here as we get towards the end later on, Avery.
Glenn Sidman in the pits, making that pit stop, and Tony Klusman back in the pits. Not sure what happened to Tony, but maybe didn't take enough fuel, Joe.
I've seen a couple of drivers now. I've heard them on the radio talking about how they forgot to fill up the tanks full enough. It's entirely possible that you always hate to see it come down to that, but sometimes those are the ways that races are won or lost. I know Klusterman has finally been coming back from a pretty snake bit start this year. Hopefully he can get it together. About 2 weeks ago, he was able to come from way back and make an impressive run. So maybe we can see something like that from Tony this week.
Klusterman off the track right now. I'm thinking he has some damage, and it said too much damage, you're done. I don't know. Well, he's back in the pits right now. He's probably towing right now. I can't give you an answer. We'll see if we can give you a replay, guys, but Klusterman started on the pole and just didn't look back.
He'd been laying down times today consistently at the front of the field. He looked like he was going to just be an absolute monster today. He went into the pits early and something happened after that. He has just not been the same. It's an unfortunate turn of events for Tony Klusterman, who, for all intents and purposes, really could have walked away with this race today.
Yeah, too bad. We talked to him before the race. He said how important it was for, someone not from Australia to win this race. A little pride. But right now we got the American Greg Carr out in front. My pick, who's a driver who is eligible for both prizes tonight for the cleanest award driver, going to the driver with the least amount of incidents. It completes 30 laps and at the highest finishing order with the fewest incidents. And if you're a first-time winner this season, you also can receive $5, and that's right now. Great Car's available for that.
Exciting to see that. Also exciting to see Greg Carr potentially, it's a long race yet, being able to do something here. He's had some very strong runs. He finds himself in second place for the season so far. Although he has not had a win, this would be his first of the season. Definitely great seeing him out in front. Hogan himself is yet to have a win this season in the GV8, and Mario Girard also without a win so far in the GV8. So we have some very good drivers, but nobody with a win so far running up in 1, 2, 3.
I think nobody has a win that's on the track right now. I know, well, besides Nigel Baines being that one lap down, but I think from what I remember, I think Nigel's the only one in here that's won a race.
Actually, I do believe you are correct. It is good to see, however, we do have some new blood up in the front.
I wouldn't say new blood.
Well,
this season.
New leader, let's just say.
This season.
Nigel Baines has been running away with the races from the very start, last two. And prior to that, we had the Farouk Manzar show for about 2 of the 3 of the races. So good to see a couple of other faces actually in the front. We've been running from green to checker. So it's good to see it mix up a little bit.
Well, we take a look at Nigel Baines, who ran at 2:09 his last lap, and Greg Carr ran at 2:12. Now, everybody has the question, can Nigel come back and win? I'm going to say no, but hey, don't ever count out Nigel Baines when you're making up 3 seconds a lap. Here at the Mount Panorama, I don't think there's enough laps for him, but hey, he's going to try.
He is an incredible driver. He has definitely put on a clinic. He had checked out at Road Atlanta before he had technical difficulties. Ooh, Hogan goes a little wide on the last corner. Lets Mario Girard get right up on his bumper. He's able to collect it, but wow, a little bit of a moment there. That's got to get your heart moving a little bit, Avery.
Well, with Hogan getting that off track, he is no longer available for the cleanest driver award. So right now, leading is, if I'm not mistaken, is Greg Carr.
The lead cars are catching catching up to Kane Kraft out in front of them. He is the last car on the lead lap. He is last year was a broadcaster doing exactly what we're doing now. He had so much fun he decided he wanted to get in on it. He is putting in. He has some experience in the V8 car. This is his first full season in the GV8. He's putting in his time. He's doing very well, and he's a great driver. Really glad to have him here. He's a very respectable driver and respectful driver. And we look forward to great things from Kane in the future.
He's a pretty talented broadcaster. You check him out Friday nights, V8's Online. He's the guy that's doing it, so check it out. Go to V8's Online on YouTube, and it should be there.
That he is. He is also, we also have JD Smith, who is not here today, is part of that as well. He is also in the GV8. We welcome anybody who is watching this broadcast, whether it be live or whether it be recorded and watched later. You're more than welcome to come out and race with us here in the GV8 at grasim.us. That's grasim.us, or grasim.us, excuse me. All you need to be is a clean driver. We're willing to work with you in whatever speed you are. We have helpful, friendly people here, and as long as you're clean, you're welcome to join us. Quit watching, get in on the action.
Speaking about getting in on the action, if you're not interested in driving or racing for Grasim, hit me up, Avery McDonald, Grasim TV, if you want to be up in the booth, because we could use you. We'd enjoy to have you. If you have any broadcasting experience, that's a plus, but if not, I'll still say yes. So just hit it up, and maybe we'll get you in.
It has been a rotating motley group that have made their way through here in the last couple of weeks. We've been able to keep it together as of all the cars on the track so far today. Greg Carr is still out in front. He is running almost 5 seconds in front of a second place Chris Hogan, who's right in front of a third place Mario Girard. Between the second and third place, you'll see Kane Kraft in there. He is now a lap down. Val DiPietro is running back and forth. He's back quite a ways. Behind him a fair amount is Jason Lundy in fifth. We then have Jordan, Oliveira, Heron, De Figueiredo, Klusterman, Sidman, Myers, Kraft, and Baines rounding out our field. As of right now, we are lap 11 of a 40-lap race.
And Nigel Baines down by a minute to Kane Kraft. He's going to work his way to try to catch up to him.
I've been watching Mario, following Chris Hogan. I've raced against Mario, was a teammate with Mario for some time. I know he's behind him. He's watching Chris. Apparently Mario had a little bit of a slip. He was able to stay off the wall, but it has put him back. He's gone way back. He had a bad line through there. Sorry I talked about you, Mario. But anyways, Hogan's starting to catch up to Greg Carr.
Yeah, we expect him to get back up there, but once again, Greg Carr out in front. You know, with Klusterman getting that setback, it moves him back to 11th place. So hopefully hopefully Tony Klusterman can kind of, regain from that to get a solid finish. He is currently a long ways back.
I expect to see Mario Girard make his way, and he does down pit row. He did take some damage off of that miscalculation there. It looked around the Falcon corner. He ended up catching the wall a little bit. He is crabbing it down the pit. So luckily he is able to get that car straightened out here on his pit, and this is the first one of the race for him. So maybe it won't affect him too much. We'll see if he's able to get back out there quickly, Avery.
Yeah, it looks like he got an off track going into the pits. If you want to win that $5 to get that cleanest driver award, you're gonna have to be careful going in the pits. But right now, that's the last thing they're concerned about. They're concerned about being fast and taking on the $5 to win.
Mario is a very good driver. He was able to keep it together and get it back to the pits. He will be out shortly. He will have a brand new car. We do have 2 fast repairs today if you need them. However, you better than be not clipping the wall and such. As you said, you don't get $5. Slows you down, but there are two faster pairs. So if you do find yourself in a bit of a situation, you do have a chance to make a comeback, Avery. That is too bad. The daylight, I guess this is the spring ahead, ended up messing with a couple of the drivers today. That is an unfortunate event. We hate to see it, but we will see him again next week, which, by the way, is going to be at Mid-Ohio, which will be a very interesting track to run these at. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one too. It's a fun track to watch, especially. There's a lot of beating and banging, so it'd be an interesting race next week.
Yeah, like I said, I think Mid Ohio is a terrible racetrack, but a great racetrack. So we're excited for next week.
We have Greg Carr out in front. He is catching up to his teammate Tony Kloosterman, who's already a lap down. He's had some difficulties this race so far. It looks like Chris Hogan is still in second place. He is nowhere, Mario Sherrard nowhere to be found. He hit the wall earlier. So 7.5 seconds back from first place, we have Chris Hogan running by himself. Third place farther back is Val DiPietro. He is also running by himself. We go to fourth place. We have Lundy, who is just out in front of Mario Girard. That is the battle for fourth and fifth place. That is the activity on the track right now, and that's the top five.
Isaac de Figueiredo just trying to catch up to João Olivier going into the turn number 2. He's going to make his move to the right-hand side. As you see on the left side of your screen, this is one of the passing opportunities here at Mount Panorama, and he wasn't able to outbreak. Right now, Oliveira holding off to Figueiredo, catching up to Mark Myers, sitting in the 14th position.
Both João and Isaac are some spectacular racers. They really know how to put the pressure on him. And as I speak, Isaac looking to make a move, possibly to the inside. Oliveira is able to shut him down. These are, I believe, two Brazilians on their way through the S's, and this should get interesting as they come down the other side of the mountain. João in the black and yellow car out in front. Isaac de Figueiredo behind him in the black and red white car. This is a battle for 7th and 8th position as they head into the Falcon corner. That is where Mario had his problems. He ended up clipping the wall. It was put him back. He is now stuck in a battle with Jason Lundy. He is right behind him in a 4th and 5th position battle as they both cross the start-finish line.
We'll give you a quick update. Isaac de Figueiredo is from Australia, not from Brazil.
Excuse me, excuse me.
It's all good right now. Nils Jordan heading down pit. Nils Jordan not heading down pit lane. But right now, great car out in front with Chris Hogan, DiPietro, and then Lundy going to try to hang on to Mario Girard.
It's great to see. Carr has yet to, he's run really strong, he's yet to win this year. Hogan came back last week. He ended up 3rd and 4th, had a great run. He's now running in 2nd. Val DiPietro, this is his first full season in the GV8. He's running in 3rd. And Lundy, Jason Lundy, the man who has put almost all of this together as far as scheduling, rules, all the rest of that. He's the reason why we're racing. He's running in 4th place with Mario Girard right behind him. So some fantastic racing there for 4th and 5th place. Some great new drivers, if you will, up towards the front.
Yeah, right now Nigel Baines making the pass on Mark Myers, taking over the 13th position. He's going to try to catch up to Kane Craft right now. He's running some blistering lap times. Let's take a look at the distance between Kane Craft and Nigel Baines right now. Looks about 35 seconds. And with Kane running about 2:16, we got Nigel Baines running 2:09, so about 7 seconds faster. But remember, guys, Nigel Baines was not able to, I would say, start the race on time, maybe because of a connection issue. Usually we're seeing him up in the 1 position at the 1-3, but right now Baines is going to try to catch up and make up as many positions as he can. Lundy and Girard trying to hold. Lundy's trying to hold off Girard right now, doing a great job.
Oliveira has fallen back from De Figueiredo in 8th place now. He has dropped way back. I did not see what happened to him. He does not appear to have any damage on his car, but he has fallen back. It's entirely possible he just took a bad line. I will watch and tell you if he ends up coming down pit row, Avery.
We're going to take a look at a replay right now of what happened. He's going through the nice left.
Is coming into the pits now.
Yeah, we're looking at the replay right now. We're going to see, try to see what happened. You know, it's only 2 of us on the crew. One producing, yeah, he just didn't do so hot that turn right there, as you see.
We have Mario Girard has made the pass. He's now in 2nd place over he's now in 4th place over Jason Lundy.
Yeah, we got Mario.
Somewhere in there, Mario made a pass.
Yeah, right now, great car out in front. And you picked, what was it, Glenn Sidman to win this race, Joe? If I don't remember.
You are correct. I did Glenn Sidman to end up winning the race, and in grand style, I cursed him, and he is now running in 10th. However, he is in the top 10. So congratulations staying in the top 10, even with my curse, Glenn. That is a win in my book.
Well, Glenn Sidman has made that pit stop, so you know, might not lose
Lundy
too much.
Got loose coming around the Falcon corner, almost took the wall. He almost now loses it on the straightaway. He almost clipped the grass going over the hill. I don't know if he caught some damage somewhere, Avery, but he looks like he's having a hard time hanging onto the car here all of a sudden.
Yeah, expect a pit stop soon here from Jason Lundy, driving the number 14 Ford Falcon.
Sorry to cut you off. I just thought for sure he was going to end up in the wall there.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You can tell he's got a little bit of damage there on that pistachio Ford Falcon, and you know he's like, "What's up, dog? Let's go one more lap here with the Falcon and see what we can do."
Up in front of them is Val DiPietro. Both Mario and Jason have been making up ground on Val DiPietro. This may become eventually a 3-way battle for 3rd place. A very interesting run here for these 3 gentlemen.
Yeah, Chris Holgan in the pits right now gives away that 2nd place position, but he's going to try to keep on going and see what he can do after he gets out of the pits. Very good pit stop for Chris Holgan.
So I notice now Zhao is way back. He has dropped far, far back from Isaac de Figueiredo. Must have taken some damage. I really expect to see him coming into the pits soon. Glenn Sidman and Kyle Herron right behind him having a great battle with Klosterman farther back. That would be for 9th and 10th place. So great battle still. This far into it, 15 laps of a 40-lap race, we're still getting some great racing going on.
Yeah, Joe Olivier driving the 777, trying to get some good luck on his sleeve for maybe like a little incident he might have had before, but right now looking at Sidman trying to hold off the number 25 of Kyle Herron.
Mario Girard has pulled away from Jason Lundy. I did not. It looks like maybe it is just lap times. Although it's entirely, Lundy does not look like he has any damage, so he might have just taken a bad line. Girard has run away in 4th position from Lundy, so we have Greg Carr, Chris Hogan, Val
Hogan has
DiPietro,
pit.
Mario Girard, and Lundy in 5th.
Hogan actually in the pit stop, make a pit stop right now, sitting in the 6th position right now. Goes Greg Carr, DiPietro, then Girard and Lundy, but Chris Hogan going to pits, come out 6th place. Hey, you know what? He's doing pretty good. So we got a car spun right there. I'm not quite sure. Oh, Mario Girard around. And he makes a nice save. It looked like that was not quite sure who was that who spun around there, coming out of the final turn.
I did not catch that either. I was involved watching the Hogan, the Heron, Sidman, Kloosterman battle going on farther back. We have 3 cars for 9th, 10th, and 11th place are all putting on a heck of a show farther back on the grid, or on the standings.
That was Val DiPietro. Right now, Val's in the pits, and so is Nils Jordan. So the way it looks right now, the only 3 cars who have not made that pit stop is 2 cars. Or I made that pit stop, maybe 3, I'm not sure. It's Greg Carr, Mario Girard, and Jason Lundy, the only guys who have not made that pit stop. So right now, Hogan's still in 4th.
Girard made one earlier after he clipped the wall, so he may be able to stay out now. So I do believe Greg Carr hasn't, but I know that Mario did after he clipped the Falcon corner.
Right now, he's out by Carr is up by 41 seconds over the number 27 and Mario Girard. So I don't know how much time you're going to lose here on Mount Panorama, but Greg Carr might get fortunate, and your pit stops are around 26 seconds, so you're going to hopefully maybe come out close, if not ahead of Mario Girard.
Mario gets a little bit of separation. Looks like Lundy may have come in a little bit squirrely on the entry of the last corner there, but he is able to get it back together and remain in 3rd place behind Mario Girard.
Yeah, right now we'll look at the 777 of João Oliveira, sitting in the 8th position. He's doing a good job. He's making sure the 777 gets the best finish he can. Greg Carr making his way down pit lane. He's in the pit stall right now. So new leader, Mario Girard.
Girard takes the lead on lap number 18 of 40 laps this race. We are over the halfway point, which is so far been an incredible race. We've had all kinds of drama all the way up and down the entire field. Very clean driving, however. Very few people actually really taking anybody else out. More just mental mistakes touching a wall. I really love to see the clean driving, Avery.
It definitely here at Mount Panorama are one of the toughest tracks we go to in the V8 Supercar. Just from the Mountain of the Beast, this is the Beast right here. It's 2 quick, tough tracks in a row going from here, and we're going to go to Mid-Ohio next week.
I've never been a fan of Mid-Ohio. It'll be very interesting to see how these big cars end up making their way around a tiny, tight, basically blind corner track the entire time. If you're interested like I am to see how that's going to happen, make sure you join us next week. It'll be a lot of fun. Right now we are at Mount Panorama, Bathurst in Australia. We have Greg Carr in front. Mario Girard is out in front now. Greg Carr has pitted, so Mario Girard is our leader. We are on lap 18 of 40.
Lundy coming out of the pits, he took a real long pit stop, 47 seconds. So now everybody's made that pit stop, so there's going to be 1 stop to go most likely. I don't think anybody will be trying to save fuel because you'll probably be losing too much time. The only guy that might be, I would say, maybe saving fuel is Nigel Baines. Nigel Baines currently in the 12th position. He ended up passing Kane Kraft. He's going to try to catch up to the number 25, Kyle Heron.
Greg Carr is trying like crazy. He is digging hard, trying to catch up to Mario Girard, who's running in the top position. You can, if we're on the lead cars now, you can see him in the background as they come around the final corner and head towards the end of lap 18, the beginning of lap number 19 of a 40 lap race. So we are approaching halfway point, excuse me, of this 40 lap race. Some great racing here. We'll continue to monitor. Everybody has already had their pits. So it looks like Mark Myers has pulled his car behind the wall, Avery. He appears to be done for the afternoon.
Yeah, it's too bad to see Mark go out, but he was running good, just trying to get some more experience. He's a real fantastic driver, real nice guy. So just looks like he's just try to get some laps in and get ready to prepare for Mid-Ohio.
He's had some great weeks. I do believe, I remember reading earlier this week, this is not a track he has a lot of experience on. He was just looking to run some laps. He did that. Probably figured it was better to just get out of the way before he started affecting the race. That's the kind of driver we have here. We're respectful drivers. So it's good to see him at least get out of the way. Great to see him get some laps on, and we look forward to seeing you come back next week, Mark, and knock our socks off at Mid-Ohio. Greg Carr appears to have really closed up the distance between him and the first place car of Mario Girard as they approach the Falcon Corner. Mario has had some problems here in the past. He's had some earlier today and is able to make this one. Greg Carr is making up time on him by about a couple tenths of a second a lap right now, Avery.
Yeah, Greg Carr just trying to catch up as fast as he can.
Chris Hogan is still running in third position. He's come back recently. It's great to see him up in the front. He is in third, Isaac de Figueiredo. Behind him in fourth place, just getting onto the long straight that Chris Hogan is just getting off of. In fifth place, we do have Val DiPietro. He is running in the yellow and green unsponsored car. Great to see him up in fifth. He's having a spectacular day today. Great to see it, Val. Behind him in sixth is Nils Jordan. He's being chased closely by Jason Lundy, who's in seventh place. Glenn Sidman, João Oliveira, Tony Klusterman in 10th position. They are the last cars on the lead lap, Avery.
Yeah, Nigel Baines just making his pit stop. Kyle Herron also in the pits. Just Mario Girard doing a great job. He's going to try to hold off Carr's just a little bit quicker, so we'll see how long he can hold him off.
Jason Lundy going wide. Oh, he may have made contact. Nils Jordan able to keep it together. Jason Lundy went flying off that little right hand dog leg there down the back straightaway, hit the grass, almost took Nils Jordan out, was able to collect it. Jordan did get a little bump, it appears. He was able to keep it under control. Lundy's kept it under. Everybody's back going, but wow. Nils Jordan almost had a couple 1,000-pound bullet smack him right in the back as Jason Lundy almost lost complete control on that long straightaway. Wow, exciting racing here, Avery.
Yeah, looks like in this replay that Lundy got a little bit, but Lundy didn't do that on purpose, and I'm sure that Nils knows that.
That's just racing. He was able to keep it under control. I'm sure Nils was wondering what happened, but nothing was intentional. That was great driving on both drivers' parts. We have some incredible drivers here. Guided my heart going. I know that Nils has got to be feeling that as he ends up going around for lap number 20. Mario Girard continues to be first place by only half a second out in front of Carr. These two gentlemen have been putting on quite a race for the last 3 or 4 laps. Looks like Carr may be making a move. He is going to get around Mario Girard and take over first place. There you go. Greg Carr back in the lead. That's where he was before the cycle of pit stops went through. He's back out in front, Avery.
Yeah, Greg Carr, he was trying his best. Right now, going to try to make as big of a lead as he can. Kyle Heron currently off the racetrack and most likely going to be out of the room.
That's unfortunate. He was having a tremendous race. He had been involved with, not involved, but he had been really close with a couple of drivers for the last couple of laps. I can see João Oliveira is limping back to the pits. That may have had something to do with what went on. I don't know, but it is unfortunate to see Kyle make his way onto the pits.
Yeah, right now, Isaac de Figueiredo leaving the pits at the moment.
And João will come. Oh, he missed. He tried to come into the pits, cannot get the car to turn left, almost back out onto the track. He is able to get it together. He almost slid back out onto the surface in front of it. I believe that was Tony Kloosterman. Almost a big hit. That would have been tragic, but he was able to keep it together. So some interesting developments going on later in the race. Mario Girard continuing to chase Greg Carr, who's now in first place, as they go past the start-finish line and begin lap number 22.
Yeah, halfway through this race, they've been driving for about 48 minutes right now, and they know they got 48 minutes of driving to go, and they're just going to try to keep making their laps, keep running good, and make sure they keep that car clean. João Oliveira currently out of the race.
João has taken his car back behind, it looks like behind the wall as well. Kyle Heron has taken his car back. Same with Mark Myers. Kane Kraft and Nigel Baines both are a lap down. Both men are continuing to drive on. It appears that Oliveira, Heron, and Myers are done for the afternoon.
Yeah, that's too bad to see those drivers be done. They're doing a good job right now. Looking at Val DiPietro, going to try to hang on to that fourth position. Isaac de Figueiredo back by about 16 seconds.
We've been talking a lot about the return of Chris Hogan. Val DiPietro, he has come on strong. This is his first season with the GV8. He's running as an independent. He's unsponsored so far this year. He's in a 102 car. He came on. He was not a bad driver to begin with, but he has been putting in better and better times each and every week. It's exciting to see him on the track. I think he could really be a very fun driver to watch here in the future. And just I'm not going to give you any more curse there, Val. I'll let somebody else talk so I don't put you into the wall.
Yeah, I'd hate to see that happen as he almost hit the wall coming out of that turn. Oh, geez, Joe,
You owe me one, Val.
just being himself right now. Val doing a great job. Figueiredo rounding out top 5. Right now, what's all about the number 30, Greg Carr, driving the Never Quit Racing.
Greg Carr in the Never Quit Racing. That is the A team of the Never Quit Racing duo. His partner Farouk Manzar was not able to make it today, so that will hurt the team a little bit. Farouk has been suffering from technical difficulties, so he's been out the last couple of weeks. That is unfortunate to see. Behind him, we have Mario Girard. He is part of Road Shark Racing. He also does not have his partner here today in Peter Hebron, so his team also only running with one of the two drivers. Give you a quick rundown rundown on how the rest of the teams are stacking up at the moment. The Never Quit Racing duo of Glenn Sidman and Tony Kloosterman are running in 8th and 9th at the moment. Both men are the last two drivers on the lead lap. We also have the team of, well, actually I believe that is all the full teams at the moment. We have Nils Jordan, who is leading the series so far. The series so far is running in 6th place. He is the leading independent of the GV8 so far, Avery.
Yeah, being that independent driver, you're going to take a little bit of time to get used to that car. But here, you're not really losing anything for being an independent driver, besides having maybe that teammate. But setups get shared. These guys make sure everyone's got a pretty good setup when they're running.
We definitely do make sure everybody's able to run. Everybody here is very generous with setups. Teams are more just kind of because they're fun to do. We have had some very, very close racing here with teams individually. Always, though, I watch Mario get just a little bit sideways on that, I think, incredibly gorgeous Road Shark Racing vehicle.
I don't know what you mean by incredibly gorgeous. No, it looks real good for that Road Shark Racing. Mario Gerard driving the number 2727, going into one of the long straightaways.
Now seems as good as any time to mention the sponsor of the GetDirtyMX.com Bathurst 250, which you are watching as we speak. I want to just talk quickly about the GetDirtyMX.com. They are an organization that helps kids get racing gear so they can get out and do some MX. Racing's expensive, guys. We know it. We just do the sim racing. It's expensive. These kids are going to be out there. You got to watch something when you get older. These kids, they're good kids. Get out, show them some love. Swing by and help kids out. Let them race.
Yeah, tell me about being expensive sim racing. Just ordered and bought a Oculus Rift F kit. So, tell me about being expensive. But right now, Mario Gerard out in front.
You'll have to let us know how that Oculus Rift goes, because I want one. At the moment, we have, Mario clips the Falcon corner again. He just lost it. He was coming through the S's, got off his line, the car just got away from him, and he slowed it down, but he hit straight on, and he hit hard. He looks like he's able to keep it under control. We'll see if he comes into the pits. That's unfortunate. He was running second. He took himself out, Avery.
He looks like he's going to keep on rolling, so.
He looks
there
like
you
he's
go.
going to come down the pits. I don't know what happened. He just looked like he got left, right, and the car just started rocking on him, and he was not able to get the car slowed down in time and kiss the Falcon wall. That was a hard hit. I'm surprised there wasn't more damage to the car than it was. That's an unfortunate turn of events for Mario Gerard, who was having just a banner race, the race of the season so far for him today. I hate to see it, Mario. He looks like he may be pulling it behind. Oh, no, he's coming back out of the pits now. But that will let Chris Hogan go out in front of him. That is unfortunate. Greg Carr is out in front. Chris Hogan in second place now. He is over 25 seconds back. Behind him will be Val DiPietro, who is now running in a very respectable third place. Isaac DeFigueiredo behind him is running now in fourth place. So, wow, Mario, bad luck, and it does not. He is on the pits now. I don't know if he's going to make it back out, Avery.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just going to try to repair that damage. We got 16 laps remaining here at Mount Panorama.
That has got to be frustrating. I did not catch what went on there. It was, I don't know. It is too bad to see Mario in the pits. It was a great race he was having. He was in second place. He'd led it for a while. Hate to see it, but I know Mario will be back. He'll get it together, and he is a great competitor. So I expect to see him back at Mid-Ohio.
That's gonna
Up
look.
until this point, it's been a very clean race, Avery. There hasn't been a whole lot of real hard hits.
Yeah, great car making his way down pit lane. It looks like he's gonna make his final pit stop for the evening.
Now, on this, are they going to be looking at more of a splash of gas, or at this point, are they really going to have to be picking up a very large amount of gas at the moment?
I'm not. To be honest, I'm not quite sure. I've got a feeling that you'll be filling her up right now, but I know a lot of guys run when they qualify next year on full fuel. But so I thought that's a little interesting when they were telling me that. But right now, Chris Hogan in the pits. In the lead.
And that will be good for Chris Hogan. He'll run out. He'll get a lap as our leader. Greg Carr got out extremely fast. He is now good to go for the rest of the race, providing he doesn't end up touching anything as well. So far today, as I mentioned earlier, it's been a very, very clean race. Not just between the drivers, but even the drivers when they've touched the wall. For the most part, it's been just a kiss here, a kiss there. It's still got to get straightened out, but nothing too hard, except for that Mario hit. Looked very tough. I see that João Oliveira has pulled his car back behind the wall. He is out. Kyle Herron is also behind the wall. Mark Myers is behind the wall. Kane Kraft is on pit row.
Nigel Baines up to the 8th place position right now. So from where he started, sitting in 8th, doing a good job.
Nigel is always a force to be reckoned with. It almost might be to his advantage, actually, as he's running very much his own race, his own pace. He's not stuck in traffic for the most part. He's been running clean by himself, just being able to lay down lap after lap without traffic. That might actually come and benefit him because he has been putting in some absolutely blistering lap after lap after lap.
Yeah, but the only problem is he's sitting in 9th place and not first. But right now, Hogan making his way down pit lane. And Grey Car retains the lead.
As we mentioned earlier, Nigel Bain, Nigel, I believe, did he miss the beginning of the race?
He missed the beginning and.
Okay, he did miss the beginning. I thought so. So that is why he is an uncustomary 8th position at the moment. The time adjustment has thrown off some of our drivers. Hogan is in the pit. Greg Carr continuing to run. He's now through the S's. And up into this moment, Val DiPietro, who had been running in 3rd place, will be running right there with Chris Hogan. Wow. Nice merge out into the raceway there by Hogan. So, I believe now we have Greg Carr out in front. We have Chris Hogan and Val DiPietro. Am I correct in that?
That is correct.
Val almost lost it. He locked him up. He was able to gather it back together, but that has got to get his heart racing.
Yeah, definitely. Your heart's already racing here at Bathurst, and you really don't want to make it so it skips a beat. So, doing a good job.
A little bit farther back, Jason Lundy and Nils Jordan have been swapping back and forth. Eventually, Lundy does take the position. He's now out in front of Nils Jordan in 5th place. So even here we are, lap number 27 of 40 laps. Ooh, Nils almost clips the wall. Still have some very good battles going on all the way down from the very front to the very back here, Avery.
If I'm not mistaken, Nigel Baines might be off the racetrack right now.
I do not have a location on him either. It would be sad to see him pull that behind the wall. He has a chance to make up some more spots, at least one more with Mario, I would imagine.
Mario Gerard is currently off the racetrack right now, so with Kane Kraft being the only one behind him on the racetrack.
DiPietro goes too deep into one of the corners. He's off in the grass, is able to collect it. Almost, it was a couple of feet away, but almost ended up collecting Hogan. Nice to see him able to stay off the back bumper, but wow, he comes now down the pits.
Yeah, his drivers are making their final pit stop as they go on to Mount Panorama with 13 laps remaining.
Well, we have definitely had our share of excitement today. We've had some near misses, we've had some lockups, we had a couple of clips, a couple of people took off without filling up their gas tanks. It's been a little bit of everything today here at Bathurst. It has lived up to being our biggest race of the season so far, and well, all season to be quite honest. This is week 10 of our championship season. Excuse me, round 10, not week 10.
That's all right, good buddy.
Just want to make sure everybody understands that I'm not telling fibs.
That's all right, homie. We be good. We be good. Great car out in front. Looks like Jordan has caught up to Jason Lundy. Being cautious, making sure he doesn't hit the wall. He can't get off the track, because if you hit the wall, you ain't getting off.
These two have had an absolutely fantastic race so far. I've been checking back in on them, and lap after lap they've been swapping back and forth. So just, it's great to see even farther down, a little bit farther down, people are still racing hard here at the GV8 at grossim.us.
Let's check it out. I mean, got a good group of guys that come here. This isn't the only series they run. They run their Super Cup series with the roof. I believe that is... When is that,
That takes
Joe?
place on Thursday evenings. Same time as we're running this one today. On the east coast of the U.S., all the festivities start, I believe. I'm a West Coast guy, so...
Oh, at
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Central. That's correct. 9 o'clock Eastern. That's when the race starts. So keep that in mind. If you're interested, check them out. And if you're not a driver,
Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, we have races both nights. Come out to grasim.us. Check us out. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. Potentially, Jason Lundy almost loses it around the last corner by himself. I don't know what happened there, but wow, he was able to keep it off of the wall. Almost took himself out of 4th place there, Avery. He's got to be just shaking on that one. He did not miss the wall by much.
yeah, you could tell he was shaking a little bit. It's too bad for him right now. But he's going to try to hang on and keep doing a good job.
He collects it, stays in 4th place. That was exciting. If you're interested in any of this excitement, like we were saying, grasim.us, come check us out. We've got other series. Potentially we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Accepting any drivers who are clean. If you want to have fun instead of watching, come race with us.
Another quick thing. If you're not a driver, you're just a spectator and you like to talk. Even if you don't like to talk, check us out for Grossim TV. Always looking for commentators. If you have experience, that's a plus, but if not, I'll still accept you. So check us out if you're willing to talk.
You can't be any worse than motley cast of characters that have come through the door so far at the super secret studios of the Gross MTV station.
Yeah, it's super secret. Heck, it changes sometimes too from where we locate it, from where we're doing. So, but right now, great car just hanging on to dear life with 37-second lead.
Just to catch people up right now, I do believe this to be accurate. Greg Carr is still out in front. Chris Hogan is behind him in second place. De Figueiredo is now up into third position. Great to see the Australian up in third, trying like crazy. Chris Hogan, also an Australian, running second. They're doing what they can to take this away from American Greg Carr. Behind them, we have fourth place Jason Lundy. Fifth place is Nils Jordan. These two have been battling it out quite a bit for this race so far. Val DiPietro is running in sixth. Glenn the Silent Stalker Sidman is running in seventh place. He is the last car on the lead lap at the moment. Tony Klusterman is one lap down in eighth. Kane Kraft is 2 laps down in ninth position. He is also the last car that is out from behind the wall here. So far we've lost Mario Girard, Nigel Baines, João Oliveira, Kyle Herron, and Mark Myers. So with 14 men starting, we still have 9 left. Avery, we have just a couple of laps left to go in the race. 10 laps. This is going to get exciting.
Yeah, this is getting real exciting here. Big shout out to Farouk Manzar. I know it's doing a little TeamSpeak chatter with him right now, but yeah. Sorry we missed you here, buddy, but hopefully we'll see you soon on the racetrack.
Greg Carr is well out in front with Chris Hogan running very much by himself in second. Isaac De Figueiredo is in third. The race right now is with fourth place Lundy and Nils Jordan running fifth place behind him. Although Jason has pulled out a little bit, he does look a little squirrely every once in a while. So if Nils can put together some decent laps, he may be able to catch him.
10 laps to go.
That a lot of the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We got 10 laps to go here. It's going down to it's go time, guys. Just making sure you get them quick laps. We're 3/4 of the ways through, 75%.
I just do not think that Nils is going to be able to have enough to catch Jason Lundy for fourth position. Lundy is putting on about, looks like about, he's about 0.2 of a second a lap faster so far, which isn't a whole lot, but when you're already about 4 seconds back, it doesn't look good. I don't think Nils is going to be able to catch Jason unless Jason makes some kind of mistake, but we've already seen Mario do it himself, so it's entirely possible any of these drivers can, at this particular track especially. Nils Jordan, I'd like to mention, is the leading independent so far this season. He's running in fifth. He is being followed by João Oliveira, who's out of the race, as is Kyle Herron. Val DiPietro is another independent. He is a little bit farther back in the standings, but he is also an independent and is one of the stronger independents as of recent. So I'd expect to see him make the push overall on the season to try to catch up to Nils Jordan here in the next couple of races. Greg Carr continues to put on laps. He begins his lap number 32 of a 40-lap race. We are a little over 1 hour and 10 minutes into this race. We have Chris Hogan running in second place. He is finishing up lap number 31, about to turn the final left. He's running in the retro Beta electric car that he has not run in some time. Not terribly far behind him is Isaac de Figueiredo. He is running in third position. He is having a fantastic podium run. Jason Lundy is behind quite a ways back, but they're nonetheless. Jordan continuing to slip a little bit farther back in fifth place. Unless Jason has another mistake as he's had before, I do not expect to see Jordan be able to catch him. Val DiPietro is in sixth position and Glenn Sidman is in seventh. They're the last ones on the lead lap. Again, Mario Girard, Nigel Baines, João Oliveira, Kyle Herron, and Mark Myers all have pulled their cars behind the wall. Right now, Kane Kraft in ninth position is the last car that is still running. He is having a great race. Proof that you don't have to be the fastest guy out there. You just got to keep the car on the track. It's great to see Kane doing. He's up in the top 10. Fantastic to see. Tony Klusterman started off. He had some troubles early on. He's now able to get it together and pulls it into eighth place at the moment. He is only a lap down. A fantastic run for Tony after a rough start. Val DiPietro is in the pits. I am not sure why. I did not catch it, but it is very late in the race for him pulling into the pits. And Glenn Sidman he's a little bit far back yet. I do not think you'll be able to catch him. So I might as well take the fuel if you need it and maybe some new tires right now. You're a half a lap ahead of the next driver, and at Bathurst, that's a long time. Chris Hogan now crosses the line to begin his lap number 33. He is 42 and a half seconds behind the first place driver of Greg Carr. Isaac de Figueiredo is behind him by about 7 seconds. That is the closest two drivers on the circuit at the moment with 7 laps left to go. Jason Lundy is a little bit farther back. He is crossing the start-finish line now as we speak in fourth. And Nils Jordan has fallen way back behind Lundy. He must have had a moment somewhere. He is in fifth. Greg Carr continues to put down blistering lap after blistering lap, barring some type of absolutely just mechanical breakdown or absolute lack of concentration for a second. Greg Carr should win this one. We have Chris Hogan now in second place with De Figueiredo right behind him. They are within 6 seconds of each other. De Figueiredo is putting in slightly faster lap times at the moment. It'll be interesting to see if there are enough laps left for him to catch him. Potentially, maybe it would help if Chris would scuff a little time off somewhere, and then we could definitely have a really close race for second and third place. Not sure where my fellow broadcaster Avery went.
I'm here. I'm just trying to get the best view for you guys.
Okay, I wasn't sure what had happened.
I was just being quiet for a little bit.
A long time.
Take a look at Chris Hogan's Ford Falcon. That is a beautiful looking race car.
Certainly is. That is a classic. It is just, I don't know, it's a sharp looking car. I agree with you. The other custom paint for the day was Nigel Baines. Unfortunately, he's now back behind the wall, but he was running his custom paint today as well. So a fair amount of attrition here at Bathurst this time around. Not that there's been dirty driving, but many of the drivers so far, we have actually 5 of them of the 14 starters are behind the wall. It's not dirty driving, but it's an unforgiving track, and some people just caught it, and that's the way that it is. But Greg Carr, with this win, should be able to take over the championship series so far, or this season here, Avery.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great season so far, and it's not even close to being over.
Sidman also may be able to pass Marty Carroll. With this, he's a 5th place contention right now. He is pulling away from Nils Jordan. Potentially could end in 6th, but either way, should put him also in front of series leader Marty Carroll, who did not make the race today. This could really knot up the GV8 even more than it is now.
Yeah, I got a lot of good drivers here today, but missing a couple of the fantastic drivers, so it's all good. We're just got 6 laps remaining here at Bathurst. I don't know about you, but I'm pooped out, and I'm sure these drivers are getting pooped out.
Yeah, these cars are a handful. No matter how you do it, we have been going for almost an hour and 20 minutes now. We're lap 35 of a 40 lap race. They've got to be feeling tired. They've got to be feeling it in their arms, and they're probably, like you said, just ready for this thing to be done. But it is been a great race. Very great driving by all the drivers. I've been very impressed so far, Avery.
Yeah, I've been impressed. I mean, to make it through this race is it's a big deal, and to make it through this race on the lead lap is also a big deal. So currently the top 9 drivers, the only ones available for the we'll just go with the Get Dirty MX safety driver of the night. So not quite sure who that will be until the results are posted or on iRacing. And then looks like Greg Carr, if he takes his W, who will be the Grosjean TV first-time winner.
That's exciting. It's exciting to have a reward for the safe driving and for the win here at Bathurst. This is the ultimate of the Australian racing schedule. We have it here at iRacing.com. That's what we use to power any of this. For anybody who's watching this who doesn't know, iRacing.com is a great place. That's how you get in on this. These cars are a handful to take for any length of time, especially when you're doing all these curves at the top of the mountain, Avery. These guys have really got to be feeling it in their arms now.
Most people here on iRacing can't even make it through 1 lap hitting the wall, and these guys are making it through 40, maybe hitting the wall a couple times, but still doing a fantastic job.
They've had quite a season this year so far. They've run at Brands Hatch, they've been to Watkins Glen, they've been to Road Atlanta. I know I'm forgetting some other places in there, at Montreal, I believe. Now they're at Bathurst. Next week they're at Mid-Ohio. Tracks that just really challenge drivers in all kinds of ways. It's an exciting car. It's a tough car, but it's a very rewarding car. So it's really fun to watch these guys make it look this easy. But as you and I both know, it's not as easy as it looks. Lundy possibly pitting in now.
Yeah, Lundy gonna make his way down the pit lane. Possibility of losing 5th.
Sidman's got I don't know if he knows he's in there yet, but Sidman is moving in. Nils Jordan is not far behind. This could really clump these 3 drivers up if Jason is not out of the pits very soon. Glenn is getting to the point where he's got 2 turns left in the laps. Let's see what happens here if Lundy can get out in front of him yet. Sidman coming into the last corner. Ooh, he scuffs it, almost goes wide, is able to get it under control. That is Nils Jordan right behind him. Jason Lundy is away. He is out of the pits. And right now we have Glenn Sidman taking the first corner. So Lundy was able to get out in front. Maybe just a little bit of a splash and dash there, Avery.
Yeah, that's what it looks like for Lundy. Make sure you got enough fuel.
Always got to get, it's got to get you going a little bit as you're watching the cars behind you. Just take time, and he is able to get away. He is almost, it turns out, almost 30 seconds ahead of Glenn Sidman. It got really close there for a second, but Lundy is able to just start putting distance between them almost instantly. So we do still have Jason Lundy in 4th place, Sidman still in 5th, and Nils Jordan has taken 5th, and Glenn Sidman is now in 6th position, it looks like.
No, I got Sidman in 5th. Jordan 6th, getting ready to get lapped by Greg Carr.
There you go. Excuse me. That's where I got confused. That is Greg Carr going around Nils Jordan. Excuse me. Glenn Sidman is still out in front of Nils Jordan in 5th position. But Nils Jordan now, the 6th place car, is a lap down as Greg Carr makes that pass. As we come to the final third of Greg Carr's 37th lap of the race, this is a 40-lap race. We are winding down here with Greg Carr out in front. Chris Hogan is in 2nd place. Isaac DeFigueiredo is in 3rd place. Jason Lundy's in 4th. Glenn Sidman is in 5th. Nils Jordan in 6th. Val DiPietro is in 7th. Tony Klusterman's in 8th. Kane Crafts in 9th. And Mario Sherrar, Nigel Baines, João Oliveira, Kyle Herron, Mark Myers round out the 14 cars that started. The last 5 are behind the wall at the moment. Greg Carr is around traffic. He is out in front. None of the cars near him are near him in the actual race. He is way out in front, almost 48 seconds in front of Chris Hogan. These are lapped cars, or soon to be lapped cars. DeFigueiredo is in 3rd place. So other cars running out by themselves. That is Greg Carr with lap traffic. He is on lap number 38 of 40. And it appears that Kyle Herron is now left the track facility.
Or he's been off for a while.
Done. Well, he appears to have actually left the facility. He is gone.
He only completed 17 laps, so it's too bad for him. DeFigueiredo in the pits.
I do not think Lundy in 4th position will be close enough to do anything to DeFigueiredo. I think he'll be out of there before any is already away. So he should remain in 3rd position and a podium. A very impressive run. Chris Hogan in his 2nd week back places 4th, then 3rd, now 2nd potentially. He's been on a tear since he came back after his hiatus.
Yeah, good to see Hogan doing well. Nigel Baines back onto the racetrack. I think Nigel's going to try to get 30 laps completed. No, he won't be able to get those 30 laps completed because he knows if he had the least amount of incidents and got 30 laps completed, he would be eligible for the prize. But right now, Baines is just out on the racetrack, chilling. 2 laps to go.
Glenn Sidman is 2 seconds behind Jason Lundy. They are the closest 2 cars on the track that are battling for position as they are on the 38th lap and heading towards the top of the mountain. It'll be interesting to see if Sidman will be able to reel Lundy in for 4th place. These are the last 2 cars on the lead lap. I think it's pretty safe to say that Greg Carr will be king of the mountain this time through this season. Chris Hogan should finish in 2nd, very impressive. DeFigueiredo is very well locked into 3rd place. These 2 drivers are having an incredible race. They've had an incredible race the entire time. We've been flashing back to them every so often. Again, great to see them being able to race hard and still clean.
They're all doing a fantastic job right now. Big shout out to Greg Carr.
We've talked quickly about Greg Carr and what this win will mean to him in the season. Chris Hogan will also have an impressive run. Oh, Glenn Sidman trying to put some pressure on Jason Lundy as they come around for lap number 39 to start lap number 39 here. I just wanted to say really quickly that this is also going to be great for Nils Jordan, who's having a fantastic run here today. This will definitely help him in the seasonal standings.
Coming out the final turn, white flag is in the air. Greg Carr, 1 to go as he can try to be the king of Mount Panorama. White flag. Right back to Jason Lundy battling with Glenn the Silent Stalker Sidman.
Glenn Sidman has had a very apropos season. He's been very quiet, not necessarily winning, not necessarily finishing 2nd, but he does find himself in 3rd place overall this season. So he's having a fantastic season. It's great to see it. He's a great driver. My hat's off to him for putting up such a fantastic season so far as we see him chasing Jason Lundy for 4th position at Mount Panorama. This is round number 10 of the GV8 championship season.
Yeah, right now Sidman trying to catch up to Jason Lundy, working his way around the racetrack, just saying, hello, I'm still here.
Gets a little bit loose. He's able to get it together. Glenn Sidman chasing Jason Lundy into the Falcon corner. Both men are able to keep it together as they head down the straightaway. They will have that little dog leg at the end of this, then a left, a right, and a left. This will be probably the best passing opportunity coming up here after this little dog leg. Will he have enough to do it? Jason Lundy going in hard. Glenn Sidman coming up right on his bumper. They are a go through the tight right-left combination, or left-right combination there. I do not think he's going to have enough to get it done, Avery.
Just remember, they have 1 lap to go since Greg Carr has not lapped him yet right now.
I'm sorry, this will be, this will be the white flag lap here. Excuse me, I was all excited.
Coming out of the final turn.
Greg Carr will take the checker flag, however.
Greg Carr, your winner at the Mount Panorama, where he is king of the mountain. We're going to go back with Glenn Sidman, Jason Lundy battling. They're going to go side by side in turn number 2.
Where will Glenn make his move? Will he be close enough to make it? That is Jason Lundy out in front in the white and black car with the Never Quit Racing car of Glenn Sidman right behind him. This will be very interesting coming to the very end of the mountain here as they go down the other side, Avery.
Yeah, definitely doing a fantastic job. We're still looking at Lundy. Chris Hogan's going to come across the line in 2nd. Lundy just blinked. He's got some left side damage at the moment. Glenn Sidman just is on his what you called behind.
They are coming to the ever dangerous Falcon corner. That is Sidman right on the bumper of Jason Lundy. Looks to the inside. Lundy says, no, you don't. As they go down the long straightaway, this, after the dogleg, will be the best place for Sidman to make his move. He is a little bit to the outside, looking inside, Avery.
All right, he's going to try to get outbreak him. I'm going to say going into not this turn, with a final turn here at the Mount Panorama. He's trying to set up for a good turn. Let's see what's going to happen here. Isaac DeFigueiredo taking home third.
Lundy out in front. He is in fourth position. Glenn Sidman in fifth. He is behind him in the Never Quit Racing car as they head into the final corner. He gets a little bit sideways. Lundy is able to keep it out in front of Glenn Sidman. Jason Lundy will take fourth position in front of Glenn Sidman. It was a very, very tight race. They almost had a chance, but Jason Lundy was able to shut the door. Great driving. Glenn Sidman will be happy with fifth. That was very exciting, Avery.
Yeah, great job, man. That was awesome. You don't see that from everybody here, but big shout out to Lundy and Sidman just battling. Looks like we're gonna have Jason Lundy in the booth. Joe?
Jason, that was an incredible run there at the end. Glenn almost had enough for you, but you were able to hold him off. That must have been a heck of a finish for you, huh?
Oh, that was. There's a reason they call Glenn Sidman the silent stalker. So that was very intense. He's a heck of a driver to make up the gap he did on me. I had like 8 seconds on him when I came out of the pits. But those last two laps are just nerve-wracking.
The two of you were the last two on the lead lap. There was a fair amount of carnage out there, although most of it was self-induced with 5 of the drivers leaving. What were the conditions like out there?
It was very warm on the track, and I think that made it a little slippery for a lot of guys. And it also encouraged some guys to take some more risks and push a little harder. But all in all, I think everyone else behaved with the other drivers. Like you said, it was just a lot of self-induced errors.
It did look like there was a lot of self-control. It was a great race by all the drivers. How are your arms? How are you doing mentally? How are you just feeling at the end of a 40-lap race here at Bathurst?
Oh, there's just sweat everywhere down my back, down my racing rig. My arms they're in good shape, but mentally I'm just drained. I had a couple errors early in the race, and then trying to crunch fuel numbers in my head for how much gas to take on that last stop, and then the battle with Glenn. So I'm just drained.
Okay, well, we will let you towel off, and this is Jason Lundy. It was great to talk to you, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week at Mid-Ohio.
That was Jason Lundy. We're going to bring in Glenn Sidman, who's also part of that battle. Hey, Glenn Sidman, you got a copy?
Yes, I do. Hey.
Well, Glenn, I'll give you a little bit of credit there, man. You were just driving your tail off in those final couple laps. How did you hold off Jason Lundy?
Yeah, he did good. I was on fuel conservation mode for a while, then he came out of the pits, and I had saved enough fuel I could go after him. And then I think he realized I was catching him, and he picked up the pace too. So that was a blast. We were both just driving the wheels off. I had no tires left, so it was a blast.
Well, Glenn, 40 laps here at Mount Panorama. It's one thing to complete one lap here without hitting the wall. It's another thing completing 40 laps with maybe hitting the wall a couple times. So how'd you make it through the whole race?
Yeah, I didn't. I'm a little disappointed with myself. I spun in a spot that I'd never spun before, and I got pointed to the wall. I couldn't get turned around, and I got going. Next corner, I realized I didn't have any steering. Apparently, I damaged the car. I didn't think I had anything, so I had to go in and and then I hit Tony too, my teammate, on the backstretch trying to pull off. But once I got past that, it was a good race. So congrats to Greg. Chris had a great run. Congrats to him and Isaac too.
Well, Glenn, we'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight, and we'll see you next week at Mid-Ohio, another tough racetrack.
All right, thank you.
That's Glenn the Silent Stalker. Sidman, we're going to bring in your winner, Greg Carr. Hey, Greg Carr, you got a copy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. We can call you the Mount Panorama champ. We can call you the Gross MTV first-time winner and the Get Dirty MX cleanest driver of the race. So how'd you get through them 40 laps? Only get one incident there, Greg.
Oh, it was pretty tough, but no, it was a pretty good race. I just kind of set early on the pace I wanted to run and didn't deviate from it too much and ended up picking the win out of it.
Well, Greg, you had some battle in there with the lead. I believe that was with Chris Hogan as you came out of the pits. But pretty much you're by yourself the whole race. 40 laps here, and it's a reason they call it the King of the Mountain. But next week you go to Mid-Ohio, another track that's got some blind turns. What are you going to take from this race the next week at Mid-Ohio?
I think just the consistency. Here, once you start climbing the hill, you have to kind of tune out everybody around you. At least I did, and just kind of pick your line and pay attention and watch the walls and kind of really have to feel what the car is doing. At Mid-Ohio, you still have the fast kind of blind corner, so it's pretty hilly, and you kind of have to do the same thing. You have to just pick your line, go through it, and not worry about who's behind you, and just make sure you stay to your line, and you should be able to make up ground or hold your spot or just be consistent.
Well, Greg, we enjoy watching the race. Congrats on getting your first win of the season. Maybe get number 2 next week at Mid-Ohio. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was a pretty fun race.
All right, that was Greg Carr. We're going to bring in Kane Kraft. Joe?
Kane, this is Joe. How was the race for you today, my friend? Do we have a copy? Can you hear us, Kane?
Not quite sure if we got the man Kane Kraft up here in the booth, but we're going to bring down Tony, the man Klusterman. Tony?
Yes, sir.
So it looked like you might have had a little bit of a rough time there early on, Tony, but you were able to make it back up the standings. How did it feel out there today for you at Bathurst?
Well, it was good for about the first 6 laps, and then coming down the chase, downshifted, and my shifter decided it wanted to do multiple downshifts. Went into the wall, went into the pits, and I recalibrated the shifter, and it was fine for about 2 laps, and then it started downshifting on its own here and there around the track. So it was a difficult evening.
I can only imagine how much more interesting Bathurst can be when your car starts ghost shifting on you. You were able to pull out an 8th position, however, so very impressive run, especially knowing with what you were having to deal with. Next week is Mid-Ohio. Like the track? Hate the track? What do you think?
I like Mid-Ohio. It's a track I've had a lot of experience on, none of the GV8, but I have raced there quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully we'll get these mechanical gremlins fixed up, and we'll be good to go.
All right, that's fantastic, Tony. Good to see you are in spirits, good spirits, even though you were battling mechanical demons all afternoon. I do believe that, unless you have something else to add, Avery, that would be... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Looks like Kane has left the building, so we won't be able to get an interview with Kane, but, let's get a good run through the order. We got Greg Carr first, Chris Hogan second, Isaac DeFigueiredo third, Jason Lundy fourth, Glenn Sidman fifth, Val DiPietro sixth, Nils Jordan seventh, Tony Klusterman eighth, Kane Kraft ninth, Nigel Baines 10th, Mario Gerard 11th, Joe Oliveira 12th, Kyle Heron 13th, and Mark Myers rounding out the field. This is another Gross MTV here at Bathurst. Congratulations to Glenn Sidman for battling with Jason Lundy there to get that top 5. But also congratulations to Greg Carr, King of the Mountain. We'll see you next week at Mid-Ohio on Gross MTV.